Hi and welcome to Whisky Shared. You're watching my review of Coachbuilt Blended Scotch Whisky. I'm Toby and you're watching Whisky Shared. Welcome to my review of Coachbuilt Build No. 001. Coachbuilt is the brainchild of George Koutsakis, who is a whisky expert turned blender. In a chance meeting with ex-Formula 1 world champion Jenson Button, they discussed the similarities of whisky blending with coach building, and the name Coachbuilt was decided upon. Jenson Button is the global brand ambassador for Coachbuilt. As he was so enamoured by the whisky blend, he decided to be a part of it. This particular whisky takes whiskies from all 5 whisky regions of Scotland, and it's 46% ABV, it's non-chill filtered, and it retails for £42 in the UK. Should we find out what it tastes like? On to the whisky. So let's have a quick look at the colour before I start nosing and tasting. I'd say that's like a caramel, but it is most likely coloured, as when I reached out to them and asked specifically, they didn't actually specify. So let's start with the nose. Okay, so the first thing I get on this is really sweet, like muscovado brown sugar. I get some green apple. I get some caramel. There's some light cereal notes in there, like barley and oats. And there is a hint of smoke with this. I'd say it's more like an earthy smoke. But yeah, sweet with a hint of smoke, definitely. Let's move on to the palate. Okay, so there is a nice mouthfeel with this, and I'm sure the fact that it's non-chill filtered definitely helps with that nice thick character on the tongue, on that palate. It really is nice. But first thing I get with this is smoke. I get that wisp of smoke. It's not overly strong. It's not overly dominant. It's not medicinal. But it's a little earthy. It's quite nice. I like the fact that it's only just there, because obviously this is a whisky which is aimed at quite a wide audience, so you don't want that smoke to dominate. Let's have another sip. Okay, so along with that sort of slightly earthy, smoky note, there's a herbalness to this. A little bit of mint, I'd say. The next thing is it's very, very sweet. I love sweet whiskies, I really do. And this works really well, but the sweetness is like pure sugar. It really is very simple sweetness, like a sugar syrup. You know, possibly made with like brown sugar, but it is like a sugar sweetness. Let's have one more sip. Yeah, so in terms of flavours, I'm not getting much more. There is that sort of vanilla sweetness from that sort of sugar syrup note. There is a little bit of charred oak. There's some caramel along with that sweetness. It's starting to change into a more sort of syrupy sort of caramel sweetness. There's a little bit of heat. I like the fact that there is a little bit of a kick to this. The ABV obviously helps, and there is a little bit of fizziness in there as well. In terms of finish, I'd say it's medium length. That heat and that like pepper note does linger for a little while. There's a little bit of dry wood, like pencil shavings, there is that sweet vanilla and there is a wisp of smoke. In terms of value, well, this is £42 in the UK. I think for what you're getting, a very simple blended whiskey flavour, which has to appeal to all. I think this is probably slightly expensive, but that's only when you consider what it's up against in terms of the big names like Johnnie Walker. I think Johnnie Walker Green probably smashes this out of the park in terms of value for what you get, but you can't take away from the fact that this has got big names behind it, and I think that will appeal regardless of that price point. The bottle itself is absolutely fantastic. It's a work of art. It may look a little simple, but I really like the detail, and when it was delivered, I like the fact that it came in a technical drawing tissue paper wrapper of the bottle from all different angles. It really was a really nice piece of design, but it is a little bit expensive compared to what else is out there on the market. It's nice to try something new, and being a Formula 1 fan, I was probably going to buy this anyway, so it was really good to try. But this particular whiskey is aimed at a wide whiskey market, although I'm going to drink it neat most of the time because that's how I tend to drink whiskey. I did try this in a cocktail to see how it worked, and well, actually I tried it in two, but the one it stood out in was an old-fashioned. I think this works really well in an old-fashioned, and the fact is that people will probably buy this who aren't, you know, full-on whiskey drinkers like myself that tend to drink everything neat. I think this works really well for them, but it's still £42 and there's definitely better out there. The bottle is amazing, the liquid not so much. It's definitely worth a go if you're possibly a Formula 1 fan or you do like really sweet and not overly complex whiskies. If you made it this far, then why not hit that subscribe button if you like what you've seen, and if not, I'll see you next time. Sauncher.
I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, why not give it a like or a comment, and please consider subscribing for more videos like this.